Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Backlog Banter. My name is Tucker Hazel, and this is it's Saban. And today we're here to talk about video games. It's been a while, but hey, we're here in person now.
The in-person episode.
In-person episode round 2, because we did an in-person episode last year. Talk about Hohokum. Talk about the last guy. It was a whole thing. You know, I remember back.
I don't remember that at all.
You don't remember the last guy?
No, I remember playing the game. I don't remember doing the episode because I don't think it happened.
Sure. Well, I disagree.
I know more about BLB than you do.
That's unfair. But here we are to talk about games. We've actually got a special guest, Tanner Dykstra, in the background. He is going to provide a little bit of bonus commentary by listening to our description of the games we've been playing and giving them the official Tanner Dykstra thumbs up or down, depending on our how well we describe the games. But hey, if you're in the community, you should join the Discord. But if you're in the Discord, you're a part of the community, so, you know, Venn diagram, it's a circle. You know what I'm saying?
Now, I was just getting nervous at the thought of Tanner Dykstra doing the Miyamoto.
Oh,
psyching us out.
Yeah, that's a good point. He totally could.
He could.
He probably will.
He could.
Just keep us on our toes. Oh, whoa, he did it! Okay, all right.
Pog.
All right, that's enough faffing. Is that enough faffing? Or should we faff a little more?
Not on camera.
That's for later. Where are we going to start?
I think I have, according to Backlog, decided I use religiously.
Yes.
If there's two things about me, it said I know more about BLB history and use Backlog more than Tucker Hazel.
Absolutely,
Those are both true. Confirmation, please?
Oh, okay.
Confirmation confirmed. All right. I have 5 games.
Okay, I probably have slightly more than that to talk about. So I'll start with
go first. Fuck it.
I'll start with something that I like to call. All right, so you know I don't know the generations of consoles very well.
Right. Then, yeah.
Which
sure,
one is
that's fine.
4th gen?
4th gen is SNES.
Okay, I was right on the money. I'm calling this the 4th gen rock block because I'm going to quickly mention a number of 4th gen games that I'm not going to dive super deep into.
And I'm not going to comment unless I have to.
Sure. Well, I'll ask specifically for comments, just to fuck with you.
Okay.
I played a couple of games on SNES/Genesis Online with my friend Sam. We tried Stunt Race FX.
Sure.
Which is a really impressive game for the Super Nintendo, but that game runs like dickhole. It runs at like a surprisingly low, like 15 frames per second.
Right.
And it controls perfectly fine, but it's just moving so slow that it was just frustrating and kind of boring.
Yeah, I've never played this one, but it's one of them MF marquee Super FX chips games.
Yeah. Is that it?
Yep.
No, yeah. Thumbs down. Sure. Contra 3, The Alien Wars, and Contra Hardcore I played a little bit on the Contra Collection, which I have, and I just don't like Contra.
What platforms are those?
What? They're both Genesis. No, sorry. Contra 3 is an SNES game.
Okay.
Hardcore is a Genesis game.
I see.
Which is why I'm calling this the 4th gen rock block. I just don't like Contra. I think that is a design philosophy that is incredibly outdated, especially for something that's on home consoles. Both of these were designed for these two systems, but they are the quarter-munching type of gameplay philosophy where you die really fast.
Sure.
And that's it. And it's about twitch reflexes, and I can understand the appeal, but Sam and I just got frustrated consistently trying out these games.
Yeah, I want to try the NES ones.
Yeah.
Because those are the iconic ones.
Yes.
I think I'm a little bit more forgiving of this style of gameplay than you are, just because I'm a fucking sick bastard and I've played more of these games, and that appeals to me a little bit more. That sense of like mechanical improvement in the face of tomfuckery.
Yeah.
Is there Rewind in the Contra Collection?
I believe there is.
Yeah,
I didn't use it for either of these because I was with another person.
Sure.
And I never let myself use Rewind in front of someone else.
Sure, 'cause you're ashamed.
But I played Contra 1 last summer, and I got most of the way through the game, and there's no fucking way that I did that without Rewind. So even though I have not used it in like a year, I'm pretty sure there's Rewind. But there's also like, I think you can set up infinite lives or something. I don't know. But like,
sure,
Contra's not for me. But you know what is for me is maybe one of the best Sonic games I've ever played. Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine for the Sega Genesis, which is just Puyo Puyo, but they renamed it because Sonic is popular.
Yeah.
Sonic, I believe, not even in the game. And I played the multiplayer with Sam. We were on basically the same level. It got really tense. We were yelling at each other. We're sending garbage Puyos back and forth. It was great. Then I played there's a campaign mode, and that I could not beat the first level. I do not know how to do Puyo combos good enough to beat even the first level of this fucking game. So it's just it's a puzzle format that I need to like adapt to and learn. But I had a lot of fun. It was my first time like committing some time to Puyo Puyo.
Yeah.
But especially in multiplayer, with me and Sam sort of learning alongside each other and learning from each other, we had an absolute blast playing this game.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think, thank you, Tanner. I think most of my time playing Puyo Puyo, frankly, comes from Sonic Mania. Doing one boss.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And I have Puyo Puyo Tetris.
You do?
Or one. I know I played that demo a lot because the demo
Yes.
was fucking Puyo. And then I think I bought Puyo Puyo Champions because it's really cheap.
Really?
I don't fucking remember exactly which one I had, but the point is, I've never found Puyo Puyo that interesting to me because subjectively, it's like I need one puzzle game. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And for me, that's Tetris Effect Connect.
Okay, sure, yes.
And I'm
now that that's on
right.
Switch,
and I'm already not that good at Tetris. I'm fine, right?
yeah.
But I'm not great, and I would like to be. And so I don't really, for me personally, don't really see the appeal of learning all these games that are sensibly just falling block, different iterations of falling block puzzles. It doesn't make them bad.
Yeah, of course.
But for me, this is the one I'm really interested in, and then the one I poke at sometimes. I don't know if it's on Game Pass anymore, but I would poke at it. It's Luminous Remastered, which doesn't make sense to me. No, I'd like to learn that one. Something about maybe the speed, the speed of Puyo Puyo being a little bit slower, or trying to meticulously set up those combos. It just
doesn't fuck about it. That's okay. We'll allow for that. But that is the end of the 4th Gen Rock Block. Good for you, boys. We did it.
Yeah, I don't have anything to add to the 4th Gen Rock Block.
Yeah, that's fine.
You got a thumbs up for the Rock Block? Appreciated.
Sure. That's not
Two
even a
thumbs
game.
up.
Whoa, that's not even a game though. It's just like a section of the show.
Should we do the Abram play this game for 5 minutes and stop playing Rock Block?
Yes, absolutely we should.
Yeah. So something I do a lot of is I'll jump into a game, I'll play it for a couple minutes, I will immediately determine that I'm not going to want to invest any kind of time in it, and stop.
Yep. And
for me, I don't really mind doing that, especially because there was no stakes. Yeah. The 3 games I'm going to mention very quickly, I had quote unquote free access to.
Yes. Well, I didn't charge you.
Well, what I mean is that there's a great emotional cost to being friends with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tanner? Yeah.
I don't even know if he knows what's going on.
And then the other one I mentioned briefly is on S. Actually, I guess it fits in the 4th Gen Rock Block. Willy War.
Oh,
I played Willy War for literally like 3 minutes. But here's the point.
That we didn't even ask for
that. He looks like Willy. I'll talk about that one first. When Wily Wars was added to Genesis Online, I was like, ooh, shit, a Genesis game I finally want to play.
Yeah, I believe it was when it was announced while we were in the theater for Thor or something like that, or like it was while we were doing something, and you heard that they were adding Wily Wars. To Genesis Online. You're like, Wily Wars, and your eyes bug in your head, your tongue roll on the floor. It was crazy.
I think Mega Man's fine. I've never been crazy into Mega Man. I've played a smattering of games. I've played Mega Man 2, Mega Man 3, Mega Man 10.
Yeah.
I've played Mega Man X.
Yep.
I've fucking sown my seed across the Mega Man series. You know what I mean? And playing Wily Wars, I don't know if the games feel different on Genesis.
Probably.
Which I
think they absolutely do.
I'd assume so. But something about it just wasn't quite working for me.
Yeah.
What it compelled me to do though was to go into Tuck Pass.
Yeah.
Get Legacy Collection 1 again.
Yes.
And actually just play through those.
Sure.
Which I'd be a little bit more compelled to do. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what to say about that game.
Yeah, I might end up trying it. Yeah. I believe it's remakes of games that I already have beaten.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
The first 3 games, yeah. So it would be interesting.
They look nice.
From someone. I like the Genesis upscaling and essentially they're completely remade. Very interesting release. I'm very glad that they put this on Genesis Online. That service filling out with some interesting stuff. They added Comic Zone.
Probably the best library.
Yeah.
Arguably.
Well, one of them has Star Fox 64.
Oh, and it's my least favorite way to play the game. I fucking can't play the game. That's another conversation. But I really think N64 games don't play well.
Interesting. Okay. Sure.
On N64 Online. The next one in the Rock Block is Legendary Starfy.
Yes.
This is a game that I played a lot of as a kid. Back during my it's a platformer I want to play it phase. Mm-hmm. And I remember it being advertised in Nintendo Power and everything. And I literally played it for a couple minutes, but I immediately identified that I don't like the way Starfy moves.
Yes.
And that combined with the game, it's not a long game by any means, but about like 8 hours. I'm not
way too long for that kind of game.
I'm not going to plod around these undersea environments of Starfy for 8 hours.
Yes.
Again, it's an introductory platformer.
Absolutely.
But I don't see any sort of scalability there. So
yeah, the thing that always frustrates me about Starfy, and while I own the cartridge for Legendary Starfy on DS, I've never gotten more than 90 minutes into that game.
Yeah.
Because there's no sense of momentum. Yeah. Because Starfy literally has no momentum because he's underwater and you're controlling him just in this space that you can go anywhere because he's underwater. You can go up and down, you can go left and right, and then he just stops. So there's no you're just navigating. You're just
Right.
moving your character, and I guess there's a basic fun to that, especially if you are a younger game player and you don't want to fall in a pit and die.
Right.
But like, it never really had any appeal to me, and I think the characters are kind of cute and funny, but like, and the undersea environments are definitely unique.
And they look very good on DS.
Yeah, but the gameplay is severely lacking for me. I would say even more so than Kirby, which, as I've opined before, the momentum and speed of Kirby is something that doesn't really work for me. But this is that to an extreme.
Yeah, I think there's something to be said for just making a platformer, a baby-first platformer.
Sure.
And I enjoyed the game a lot more when I was like 7 playing it. You know what I mean? I don't think there's anything wrong with that being your design philosophy, but nonetheless, Kirby, which we disagree about, but even Mario, games that are accessible, scale, and the ones that scale are timeless.
Yeah.
Unless you Tucker Hazel, anybody can have fun with a Kirby game, and even if you Tucker Hazel, everyone can have fun with a 2D Mario game, right?
Yes.
Which is just not necessarily the case, I think, for Starfield. The last one I want to talk about is a game that, for whatever reason, I've wanted to play for a long time.
Yeah.
Which is Pilot Wings Resort. I got my 3DS holiday 2011, so by the time I got my system, there's plenty of shit to play. So this one always evaded me, but it was a launch game. The draw for me always was the idea that we're going back to Woohoo Island. I love Woohoo Island. I really think that's a wonderful location. One of my favorite Nintendo's ever put together. And exploring it in Wii Fit Plus and exploring it in Wii Sports Resort, I love doing that. And jumping into the game, it was cute to see Woohoo Island again and to fly into the volcano and be like, oh, I remember sword fighting here, or when you do the jogging minigame in Wii Fit Plus around X or Y. I like that. And I wish Woohoo Island was a more persistent thing.
Yeah.
Although it's very much Wii era, right?
Yes.
But I think the game is just fucking stupid,
Sure.
to be honest. And here's the thing about it, right? The game is Pilot Wings, so it's you're using your plane, you're using your glider, you're using your jetpack.
Yeah.
The problem, though, is that there's no reason to play the game. And what I mean by that is, I was doing one mission where I was basically flying the entire perimeter of Woohoo Island and flying through little rings or whatever.
Wow. Can't believe it.
Right. And it's time, and there's a score, right? But I crashed my plane into the fucking wall on accident, and I still got 3 stars.
Sure. Out of 3, right?
Out of 3. And actually, it was out of 15.
Oh.
No, it was out of 3 stars.
Okay.
So my feeling was
I
like...
haven't played that game for 6 years, because
Right.
you could tell me anything about it, I would totally believe it.
Right. So my feeling was like, oh, so there's really no incentive.
Yeah.
So then it's more about the vibes.
Sure.
But it doesn't pass the vibe check.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And the reason I don't think it passes the vibe check is because the vehicles just aren't very fun to control. The plane is fine. But when I'm fucking trying to zoop on the wind with the glider or fart around with the jetpack, it's just not compelling me.
Sure.
So...
What I think is interesting about that game, and I do really want them to add Pilot Wings 64 to NSO, because I believe that's the only 3 games in that series.
I think so, yeah.
Is that Pilot Wings 1, as we talked about last week, is sim. It is you need to learn the physics of this to do anything in this game. And I don't know what the transition is to Pilot Wings 64, but this completely reverses that.
Arcade-like.
It is arcadey. These vehicles don't control any semblance of reality, and you're just fucking around. And I think for me that's more appealing than the original Pilot Wings. But it's also not a game that I'm going to go to, because even if I can finish, I'm not going for high scores. I don't really care to learn the controls of these vehicles to any particular degree. I do believe that there is just like a free roam around Woohoo Island, just like
probably
exist.
Yeah.
I think that is maybe where the real fun of the game comes. But I think it's a solid addition to Nintendo's first-party library on the 3DS, because it's very unique. But I didn't click with me either. I never really cared for it.
It is a technical demonstration. It is, hey, fucking buy your 3DS.
It's Wii quality graphics on the go.
It's Wii quality graphics. It's Wii location. You're fucking dicking around in a plane. Tanner, you ever dick in a plane?
Thumbs up, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, thumbs up.
Okay, now we're into the games that I actually played.
Now, I've got 2 that do not fit into like round 4 of Sonic Rock Block.
What does that mean?
2 other games that are not Sonic games.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Because we've done so many fucking Sonic Rock Blocks over the course of the last couple months.
Yeah, I have. So here's the thing. I have 2 games that are unique to me.
Sure.
We share one, and then what we're calling another segment. There's another segment to this show.
Sure.
And then I got Sonic Rock Block.
Okay.
So what do you want to do?
I'm gonna.
You just fucking give me information. You got Fucking take the wheel.
Take it.
Oh, yeah.
Give it a little kiss. Give it a little kiss. Give it a little rub. Pokemon Snap. Pokemon Snap. Oh, no, he didn't like that one. He did not like that one. Pokemon Snap was added to Nintendo Switch 64 online.
Yes.
Nintendo Switch 64. And I had been waiting for this moment. I've been sitting there on my hands and knees begging, Nintendo, I know it's coming. Add this to NSO. The last game in the previously announced lineup for N64 Online is now out. And I've now played Pokemon Snap. I played New Pokemon Snap last year. We reviewed it. We were much lower on the game than most people. But I
think that sentiment's coming around a little bit too.
You think people are starting to agree with us?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I like that. People are coming to the truth, to justice, to liberty, to love. But Pokemon Snap is a great game. It's a great game. Yeah. It is a very condensed game, and I think that is really the only reason I think this is a better game than New Pokemon Snap. Is what a creative idea. And this is, I think it's one of the most unique Pokemon spin-offs because it really does flesh out the Pokemon world in a completely different way. It ostensibly has nothing to do with Pokemon, other than the creatures in the environment are Pokemon, and a PNG of Professor Oak is telling you that you did a good job on your pictures. Yeah. But because of that, putting Pokemon in a completely new environment, these are not locations you've been to before. It is just, it's river, it's cave, it's volcano, it's whatever.
Moon.
Well, yeah, for that last stage with Mew. I completed the game. I got the picture of Mew. It is surprisingly limited. There are like 6 stages. There's very little in terms of replay value. In terms of wanting to visit these stages again, you'll maybe get one new Pokemon show up per stage. You can revisit the levels later on once you've unlocked more abilities for your little fucking piddle ship, which do allow you to interact with things in different ways, but not incredibly huge ways. So in its limited scope and small scale, I think it really works for what it is. Probably took me 2.5 hours to play through it. So perfect for me. But I wish there was a middle ground. Yeah. I wish that we had gotten a GameCube era Pokemon Snap game or a Wii era Pokemon Snap game, and that there wasn't a complete jump between Pokemon Snap and new Pokemon Snap, where the design philosophy and the gameplay intent of having replay value and having a longer game is so reversed to new Pokemon Snap. I wish there was one that was 5 hours long, that had incentive to go through the different stages multiple times, that had a wider variety of locations, that had a wider variety of Pokemon, because there's only like 63 Pokemon to see in this game or something like that. So I like this game as a start. I think it's a great game as a start, but I think it needed to be built on to be something really, really special. And then they built on it too much when it came to new Pokemon Snap. Yeah.
See, I think the original Pokemon Snap is great. I wouldn't change a hell of a lot about it because it's a rail shooter, and I think that's really clever. It's like a family-friendly photography rail shooter. Yes. And I think that there's the distinction to draw here, right? When you say replay value, what you're looking for is more, frankly, of what new Pokemon Snap did. Yeah. The problem with new Pokemon Snap is it's a horse shit game. It's like, what if the progression system took you 18 million years?
And that's not exactly what I mean, but I do think there's a middle ground where it's like all the way on that side.
But what I'm saying is I think there's a ton of replay value in the original Pokemon Snap.
Sure.
Because it's very short, and it's about taking the pictures. Get a better picture. It's fun, and it's fun to try to frame them better and learn their routes so you're, ooh, akachuk, get the picture. But that's about the gameplay, opposed to the maybe the new interaction you're gonna have. Yeah. And I find that more compelling personally, because I just think the experience taking the pictures is fun, and there's a sense of organic world here that I don't think new Pokemon Snap has. New Pokemon Snap is prettier. Yeah. But when finding new Pokemon is predicated on filling up a little gauge. Yeah, I don't know about that. When it's but again, very artificial.
I think that artificiality is the problem with new Pokemon Snap. But I think the complete lack of that makes this feel too basic. I feel like there should have been more Pokemon that were unlocked. The idea of even just the nighttime versions of the levels in new Pokemon Snap, I think, made me feel like this was lacked. It's like one route through each of these stages. There wasn't even like a really branching pathways, because when you get a branching pathway, it just unlocks the next stage, which I think the progression of this game is actually very good. I never felt like I had to revisit things too many times or slowly. Like I always felt like it was doing good forward momentum. But I got pictures of almost every Pokemon. No, actually, I took a picture of every Pokemon with one, two, maybe 2 visits through each stage. And when I have a picture of a Pokemon for the first time, I don't really see much reason to get a better score, a better picture of a Pokemon, because it's not giving me anything meaningful in terms of the game itself or the interaction, because they are just following the same paths. You can bonk them on the head with a thing and they'll do an animation for a few seconds, but the interaction, the naturalism of the environments, the animation of the Pokemon in New Pokemon Snap is so far ahead of this that it does make it feel a little bit jagged and a little bit rough because it's so much older. But I still do think this is the better game because it is so focused, because it has that spark of creativity of this was the first time this had been done.
Right.
There's nothing like it. But then maybe New Pokemon Snap is better in certain ways. I don't know. I'm conflicted, but I think the two of them actually complement each other, but for bad ways.
Yeah, no,
maybe.
I know what you mean. I just think that Pokemon Snap is a basic idea.
Yeah.
And what what Pokemon Snap is a basic
execution of that idea.
Yeah. And to that point, it is very impressive what they've done.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
And
Pokemon are very well animated. I like the environments a lot. It's a very clear game. I think having it like up-res on NSO makes it look great. It runs great on NSO.
Yeah, I think I'd love to replay it because it's short. You see the Pokemon in the wild, and you get out.
Yep.
And I think there's a lot of fun to taking more pictures of Pokemon, but just because the game is fun.
Yeah.
I don't need an incentive. To take a better picture of Pokemon I love, because I'm filling out my scrapbook, and that's enough for me. But I'm also not somebody who needs the game to always be rewarding me for what I'm doing to compel me. So it's different strokes for different folks, but if you like New Pokemon Snap, you're wrong. Right? I think that's the BLB promise.
Yeah, BLB
Tanner,
promise.
Sign off. Thank you.
Oh, a thumbs up on that one. He ended up insulting people. Thumbs up. I'm going to promise.
Let's talk about the game that I am currently playing, and that's Card Shark.
Oh, sheesh.
I love this game. I think this game is really, really cool. Effectively, what Card Shark is it's a game all about doing magic. But we're not talking about fucking potions and wizards and shit. I'm talking about card magic.
Yeah.
I'm talking about
real magic.
I'm talking about swindling a motherfucker.
Oh, that's magic.
The entire premise of the game is that you're hanging out with this troupe of con artists.
Yeah.
And you're going around France.
Sounds like my life.
Sure. You're going around France, and you're going into.
Thumbs up for that one. Saw a little smirk. Oh, hey, there we go.
You're going into bars. You're going into mansions. You're just conning the rich, the people in the street, whoever the fuck to get money.
Everyone, perfect.
And you're sort of unraveling this greater conspiracy. Now I'm only a couple hours in, so I haven't really learned what that narrative really is.
Yes.
But what I love about this game is the way it fucking makes the back of my knees sweat as I'm playing it, because the game is complicated. Mm-hmm. The magic tricks you have to pull off, they're more sleight of hand tricks. That's more accurate than magic tricks, because you're
to deceive.
You're stacking decks, you're fake shuffling, you're stealing cards, you're doing all kinds of stuff like that, right? Yeah. It's very stressful the ways that the game ratchets up in the context of each of these little heists you're pulling off, and because usually how it goes is you sit down at the table with people. You play the first round, pretty simple, but it goes. You usually got to con them 3 or 4 times before you get out of there. And by the time you're on that third one, your fucking palms are sweating. You're like, oh god, I'm forgetting everything I know.
Yeah.
And that's really compelling because mechanically the game is very simple. It's largely like simple inputs, QTEs, things like that. But the sense of pressure put on you by having to memorize. Okay, if I need to, here's what I gotta do. I gotta stack the deck so my guy who's playing in the game on my behalf gets the card he needs.
Sure.
And the other people get the wrong cards, but then to do that I need to shuffle this way, and then I gotta in-jog a card, then I gotta fucking drop them all, and I gotta ship and shoop and all these things, right? Keeping all that in your head while a suspicion meter is filling up across the bottom of the screen is a really interesting way to make simple inputs feel really tense.
Yeah, I remember
that.
what you told me a little bit about the gameplay is this is QuickTime Event the game.
Yeah.
But because of the pressure and because of the variety of them, it makes it feel like a lot more interaction and gameplay is happening. I'm very compelled by this game. I think face value, art style is exactly what I'm looking for. I love the art style.
It's beautiful.
Hand painted, a little bit of watercolor, some rich greens, some browns, a little bit of golds.
Yeah,
perfect.
Beautiful game.
Can't wait to drink it in with my eyeballs.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'm gonna have to see if the gameplay clicks with me when I am beginning the game try. Full disclosure, have not played it yet. But I'm glad
you disclosed that.
I didn't want people to get the wrong impression of it.
I see.
I'm glad you're enjoying it though.
Yeah.
Do we have an estimate of how long this game is? Because my only maybe issue is I don't know if I can see myself or see this simple gameplay sustaining a 7-8 hour runtime.
It's I've seen anywhere from 6 to 10.
Okay, well,
But,
sure. Well, we'll see.
The situation about it is that every time you swindle somebody, you're swindling them with a new trick.
Oh, okay.
So you're constantly learning new things.
And presumably that stays throughout the course of the game?
Yeah, I would imagine, because every single mission, I think I've done like 10 or 11 so far out of 28.
Yeah.
And of course, some of these ideas build on each other, but you're pulling off a different heist, and they all have different narrative beats to them and everything. So I don't foresee myself the entire game.
Sure.
And also, I think I need to deprogram myself from the Tucker Hazel school of thought, in which 6 to 10 hours is too long.
Yep. Well.
So I'm comfortable with the length. And now we've been fucking busy. You know,
Yeah.
we haven't been playing that many games. So we'll finish it this week.
Except for we have. We're probably gonna talk about 20 games totally.
Owned a plane. That's fair, but I would say that what I'm talking about amounts to 12 hours of gameplay over the past 2 weeks, probably. You know what I mean?
Sure. I think we'll talk about the one we share now, because that's my last non-Sonic game, which is WarioWare Smooth Moves, which, if you're a hardcore BLB fan, you'll know that we just uploaded a Let's Play of the game, ostensibly. The first third of the game, because our recording got screwed up and we lost the rest of it. But also, you got a funny little what WarioWare does to an MF video, so both of those, I think, complement each other nicely. But here,
maybe my best thumbnail. That's probably my favorite.
I love that thumbnail so much. I've got the PNG of Wario holding our heads. That's all I need in my life.
Of course.
You sat down and you were like, Tucker, I got an idea for a thumbnail.
Yeah.
But you are not allowed to see it.
Right.
Until you finish. And you're like, Tucker, stand in front of this wall, make it look like you're being mind controlled. I'm like, I can do that every day.
Right.
Took a picture, made the thumbnail, fabulous. Absolutely worth the wait. Absolutely worth the not showing me until it's done.
But WarioWare.
Yes.
Get it, not get it together.
Smooth and move. Yeah. Oh, I think this game's great.
Yeah.
I think that I was a little bit hesitant to see how motion controlled, purely motion controlled WarioWare gameplay worked, because the only games I'd played up to this point, well, okay, I played Snapped.
You were burnt by Snapped.
Yeah, I was burnt by Snapped. Well,
everybody was burnt by Snapped.
Yeah, but Get It Together and the original one on GBA, those games are, there's no motion controls. There's not really many gimmicks to these games. So I didn't really know how it would feel about gimmick WarioWare. But I think what impressed me most about Smooth Moves is you've got ostensibly a stick.
Yeah.
The Wiimote is a fucking stick.
The form baton.
The form baton, excuse me. And the balance stone.
And
Never forget it. My wag was hiding behind the microphone. The form baton, they do so many different things with, in so many creative ways.
Right.
This isn't just pointing it at the screen and using it like a remote, which is the first one you learn. You're like, okay, set the ground. But then you got the big cheese where you put your hand on your hips. You got the elephant. You got the mohawk. You got all this shit, and they just keep ratcheting it up. And there's no stage that you play where it doesn't introduce a new way to hold it and mess with you just a little bit. So I thought that's probably the strongest aspect of the game.
I love this game. I love this game a lot. I want to get a copy of it for myself because I think this one would be a ton of fun to play with Jean.
Sure.
To me, this is the best WarioWare game.
Sure.
Now, obviously, there's a couple main ones I'm missing. It's Twisted.
Yeah.
Which we saw actually in the store yesterday was $90, and I can't do that.
I can't swing that.
I'm
actually going to do a little research and see if there's any way to emulate that,
sure
to put it on Wii U, because the Wii U gamepad has a sensor. I don't fucking know. But
I want to say I've got this fucking motherly intuition that people have emulated Tilt and Tumble.
Sure.
On Wii
and
U.
that same energy goes towards Twisted.
I mean, it's just
a topsy-turvy.
It's just a fucking gyroscope.
Yeah, of course it is.
But what I'm saying is, it should be. I mean, people are emulating Wii games on Dolphin. You know what I mean? There's got to be a way to do it. But basically, the point of the matter, I haven't played that, and I haven't played Touched. Those are the two.
What about the GameCube one? Have you played that?
No, I haven't played the GameCube one.
Okay, well that's one of the main.
That's a good point. But I don't care. Because I don't want to say it because I'm talking about my ass, but I want to say that it is basically like a 4-player port of the GBA one.
Oh, okay.
I'm not 100% about that. Right. That's why we got to research that a little bit, but
gotcha.
I'm pretty sure it's basically the GBA.
Okay, that's fair.
But this is my favorite by far because to me it is the fucking zenith, if that's the right
Oh,
word.
yeah.
The
I
zenith
believe that
of,
would be
of the wackiness of WarioWare.
Sure.
Because it comes back to the Wii remote. It is so much fun what they ask you to do with the controller.
Very versatile.
It's very, very versatile. And the premise that the game is played with a single Wii remote, no matter how many players, is so much fun. Because when we were playing, we were passing up between every micro game.
We were playing the single player.
Right.
Multiplayer.
Which was a ton of fun.
Which is probably the best way to play that.
Absolutely.
I'm sure there are actual multiplayer modes that we didn't even try.
Right.
But turning the single player campaign into a multiplayer campaign just by the physical act of tossing it back and forth and making sure we were each on our toes. So hey, you can't be slacking off, right? Because I gotta hand the remote to you. That definitely gave it an energy that I've never felt with a game before, because I've never twisted a game like that before. We were not playing it as intended, but WarioWare has that flexibility.
It does, and it's just it's the WarioWare you know, but it's punched up. What I really liked about Get It Together, when I still like about Get It Together, is like, what if we did something a little bit different with the microgames?
Yeah,
and that works a lot in the co-op sense. But this, to me, works even more of let's take WarioWare and really use the hardware to its full capacity.
Yeah.
And so I just loved it. I loved the selection of minigames, and the side modes were very creative. Anything I'd want out of a WarioWare title, this one has.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, like, I think that Gold is still probably the definitive WarioWare game.
Sure.
But the chaos of fucking switching your forms all over your body is so much fun.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it.
The only thing that holds us back from... I guess it's my favorite.
Yeah.
I think it and Get It Together, and frankly the original, I think all these games are amazingly quality.
Yeah.
They're super, super creative. I think WarioWare is one of Nintendo's underrated franchises. I mean, it has a bunch of entries, but I feel like it should be a bigger deal than it is. But I do think that the basic Wiimote that we had, not the Wii Motion Plus, and the combination of it having to teach you like physical movements in order to do the minigames, hit way more often than it didn't, but it sometimes didn't hit. And we would sometimes think we're doing it absolutely perfectly, and it just would not register. And we're like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
And like sometimes a minigame would not explain itself properly, and we would just like die immediately, and then we'd lose life and be like, okay, well then what the fuck are we supposed to do?
Yeah. That is true, but those moments are so few and far between.
They absolutely are. I mean, it was like, we probably played 150 minigames, or micro games, excuse me. And it was like 9 of them that we had problems with. But.
And it's unclear to me if it was the battery acid filled Wii remote, the placement of the sensor bar, us fucking up, or the game itself. In a couple cases, like there's an elephant one where he has to pick up an apple, and none of the times he did that were we able to make it work.
Yeah.
Now you are stupid. We make no bones about it here in Backlog Banter. Thumbs up, thank you for the confirmation. But it was unclear if we were making the mistake or if the game was.
Yeah.
But even in those cases, we're talking about fractional.
Absolutely.
You talk about WarioWare Snapped.
Yeah.
That is every fucking micro game doesn't work with the camera. We're talking about 2% of the time.
Absolutely.
Of our time.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I love this game. I love it. I love it. And hopefully I can get myself a cheap copy.
Cheap copy.
Hand
it over to you. Video game time.
Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. You got a real treat. I'm gonna give one more. I'm gonna give one more game. Then we're gonna have a Sonic episode, or not an episode.
Rock.
Yeah. And then we're gonna have an arcade segment.
Arcade Rock.
And if Mr. Tanner Dexter wants to join for the arcade segment, he's more than welcome to.
Thumbs up. Yeah.
Thumbs up. But before we get there, let's talk about Portal.
Portal.
Yes.
The Portal Companion Collection recently announced and released day and date. Well, or like Shadow Drop is what I'm looking for.
Right.
On Nintendo Switch, and that now gives you access. Not that you technically couldn't have played Portal before this, but
I could have played Portal for the last 10 years of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I make no bones about it. I'm not gonna play it on PC unless I have to.
No,
and here's the thing: I had to here, but I was like, I don't know. But here's the thing about Portal.
The thing.
I was always like,
the thing.
It's like, oh, Portal, it's an interesting idea, but would I really have any fun with it? I'm not crazy about puzzlers. I tend to get confused. If you're stupid, I'm a fucking idiot, right? So I didn't really know what I was gonna think of it, but it's like $20 for the collection.
Yeah, get both games.
Give it a shot. Some of the most acclaimed games of all time.
Yep.
I'm having a lot more fun this year playing older games than I am newer ones. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I could put this $20 towards like, I don't even fucking know what comes out anymore. Or I could buy Portal Companion Collection.
Yeah.
So I bought Portal Companion Collection, and I think Portal's a great game. I think it's a great game. I think it leaves a lot of room for growth.
Sure.
But that's what Portal 2 is for, right? So I can't be like, oh, Portal's a good idea, but it's too short, and the game ends by the time the puzzles get really, I think, reach a level of complexity, and the narrative feels too thin. Like, I think all those things are true.
Yeah.
But also, I have Portal 2 already.
Yes.
So it's like, Valve, make a Portal 2. Like, what am I going to say? You know what I mean? But through that lens, I think that Portal 1 is a really great base for a bigger game. Right?
Absolutely.
I think it's too short.
Sure. How long did it take you? I mean, I played this game fucking years ago, so I can't remember.
I think it approximately 3 hours.
Okay, yeah.
I think it's way too short. I think it's way too short. I mean,
Portal 2 is easily double that length.
Yeah, so that's what I'm building to, right?
Yeah.
I think it's way too short. I think that the puzzles, by the time I was feeling really satisfied by beating them,
sure,
I was within 45 minutes of the end of the game, right?
Yeah.
So, and the narrative, I don't like GLaDOS. Here's the thing. I don't like GLaDOS' delivery.
Sure.
I like the script a lot. I think the game is
absolutely.
really well written. I love the world building of Aperture and everything. But the monotone where we stop between syllables does annoy me.
Yeah.
But annoys Jean way more.
Sure.
As she was like fucking hearing this AI talk. But nonetheless, right? The Portal is such an incredible idea.
And I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it.
Sure.
They're showing up. You see them?
You
see them?
actually,
real life goosebumps.
You actually are getting goosebumps.
Yes. This is a real fact. We're gonna double check.
Yeah.
And they're starting to go away. But it was for a second.
What I
Sorry, I just heard the word portal.
Sure.
My body reacted physically.
Yeah. The portal gun is amazing, but everyone's talking about the portal gun.
Yeah.
What I loved about the game is that the ways that obviously these puzzles have one solution.
Yes.
But I felt like I wasn't just bumbling around until I found that solution.
Sure, yeah.
It felt like there was a lot of agency in how I was going about it. Mm-hmm. Because so much of it is, what if I put my portal here, put my portal there?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, there's a right place to put your portal.
Yeah.
But it really feels like you found that spot through a little bit of trial and error, a little bit of experimentation, a little bit of observation, all of this. And the sum of that experience is just a really satisfying and immersive experience. There was a couple puzzles where I was getting stuck on, but I didn't look them up. The only time I looked something up was when I got to the end of the GLaDOS fight, and I figured it out. I figured out how to make the laser go through the fucking portals to shoot back at the thing. But then GLaDOS was floating around by itself. I had 45 seconds left on the timer. I didn't want to redo it, so that was the solution. That's fair. But when I was in these rooms left to my own devices, even though when I was getting stuck, I'm like, but I want to push through because the game is all about me tooling around with these physics.
Absolutely, yeah.
And they're really fun to tool around with. The portal gun is just super satisfying and fucking peeking my head through or looking through one portal and seeing my body in the other one.
Yep.
It's really great. I will say I think that the game gets very disorientating when you're trying to jump through a portal and then you fall back through it, or you're trying to line up a particular jump.
Sure.
It's a learning curve issue. So,
it absolutely is.
I'm sure I won't feel that by the time Portal 2 is done, which I'm planning to play imminently.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Portal is an amazing concept. I think it's a great game, but I think
it can be better.
It very easily can be better.
Yes. The great thing about Portal, the two games, is I played them together as well. Sure. I have a little bit of break in between. Who knows? Yeah. But is that I think the two games complement each other very well.
Yeah,
because
I'm sure they do.
Portal 1 is I think a lot better introduction to the mechanics and its simplicity.
I see.
Because this was the first time they had this idea.
Yeah.
The draw is. We have this idea,
right?
And it is surprising, how fully formed Portal is out of the gate.
Sure,
waking up in Aperture, great point, but frankly, much better game.
Much better
game.
Much better game.
In terms of the physics are the same between this and Portal 2. They figured out the mechanics of actually going through the portals perfectly. There's no flaws. I don't know. Sometimes you might get jammed in something or shoot your portal somewhere it's not supposed to be, but. Technically flawless in that way. The world of Aperture and GLaDOS and the whole experiments on Shell and all that are as fully formed as they need to be, and I just think they can and do get expanded upon. And I'm really excited for you to get to Portal 2 because I do think every one of your problems are addressed there.
I think so.
I think that the two of these games together are one of the best games of all time.
Yeah.
But I also think that Portal 1, in its simplicity and the fact that you do have Portal 2, I have basically no flaws with Portal 1, but Portal 2 is way better.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's a fair way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The last thing I'll say is about the actual Switch version itself. I played both docked and handheld mode. The game runs very well.
Yeah.
Frame hitching very briefly.
Sure.
The menus clearly are not optimized for console, but that's really neither here nor there. My main issue is that there was one puzzle that did completely break on me.
Oh, okay.
And I know that there are sporadic issues with that, but the autosaves are so good.
Yeah.
And you can manual save wherever you want that I was losing a minute and a half of progress.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
But nonetheless.
And that is the console port. Have you heard? I mean, just made sure other people said that.
Shout out Benjamin Hayho.
Shout out, friend of the show.
He's a big fan of Portal. I told him I bought these games. He's like, oh, have fun. But I heard from one of my other friends that they had a puzzle break on them.
Sure.
And I had a puzzle break on me too. But ultimately, for me, that's peanuts compared to having to fucking download, I don't know, fucking TurboTax.
Sure.
To play my game. Shout out Greg Miller for that joke. You know what I mean?
But
bring Half-Life next. Because I don't want to think. I just want to shoot shit. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. No, Half-Life. I love Half-Life. Yeah. I need to play Half-Life 2. I've said this every year.
You never played Half-Life 2? That's very interesting.
No, I played like an hour and a half of Half-Life 2. But also, I mean, like, it's not just 2 games. There's Blue Shift. There's Episode 1. There's Episode 2. Half-Life is a whole fucking series.
I don't care. I want to play. I want to play the ones that say 1 and 2 on the box. By the way, buy them right away. I'll buy them right away.
Yeah.
Because I've only played Half-Life Alyx. That's not right.
That's fair. No, I've never. That's the one I haven't played.
That's a cool game.
Yeah, I'm sure.
We've never talked about it. Let's talk about that for a second.
Okay.
Half-Life Alyx, I played on my friend Stefan's Index.
Yeah.
And that was
Which is the only place you can play it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the only. That's a good point. That's the only time I've stepped into a VR game and been like holy fuck.
Yeah.
Now this is the future, right? I love me my Vader Immortal. Mm-hmm. Love it to death. But I would never.
Astrobot Rescue Mission.
Astrobot Rescue. Well, even here's the thing.
We don't need to do too much VR.
Right.
We didn't even play VR games this week.
Right, but you know, BLB it's the in-person episode. Anything goes.
Oh, that's a great point.
But the bottom line,
we're cruising by at a speed 42 minutes so far.
Yeah, the TLDR is like Vader Immortal is an experience.
Yeah.
Astrobot could have just been a platformer.
Sure.
Without VR.
Yeah, absolutely.
But playing a Half-Life Alyx, you're fucking moving Alex around, you're shooting guys, you're looking around, you're doing things. It's a full narrative 10-hour game.
Yep.
That's the fucking future.
Yeah.
But I literally have to pay like $2,000 to play it. So.
And we got Call of the Mountain coming up.
So I can't buy a PSVR 2. I need you to buy.
We got a gentleman and a scholar. Look at him go.
Not you, Tanner.
Hello, Paula. Hi. All right, so that's enough about a game we didn't play.
That's enough about a game we didn't play. Sonic time?
It's Sonic time. Now,
do we need to let the cat out? Or the
yeah,
bag?
probably. You know, we got a guy.
Yeah, we got a guy for that.
We got a guy for that. So, you know we've been playing Sonic games. We've been talking about Sonic games.
This is Blue Blur Blanter.
Blanter,
episode 10.
Yeah, episode 4, fucking whatever. We've been playing a lot of Sonic games over the last 2 months. More sporadically, other than the start, just like, you know.
Right.
But
He's being escorted out.
We had an opportunity to not only play Sonic games we hadn't experienced before, new kinds of Sonic games, but play them alongside someone who is, frankly, way more passionate about Sonic.
Shout out Joe Wainwright.
Joe Wainwright, biggest Sonic fan I know.
2 thumbs up for Joe Wainwright.
Two thumbs up. And Joe owns a lot of these Sonic games, so he gave us access to a number that we hadn't played before, and also we bought Sonic games that we hadn't played before. So the one we've played for... Actually, no, hold on.
You got 4 Sonic games.
Got to do a little rewinding.
You motherfucker. Thumbs down for Tanner.
Thumbs down for Tanner Extra, just interrupting BLB.
This is a serious broadcast.
Tanner, you work at a radio. You should know this. You should know how this works. You don't just turn on your phone. You don't play a TikTok. But before... Sorry, you're right. I need to rewind a little bit, because before we played any of these Sonic games with Joe, I finished Sonic CD, which has now allowed me to say I have completed all the classic Sonic games. You know, you can fucking shoot me in the leg and say, fuck you didn't play the Knuckles Chaotix. And I'm like, all right, you know what? You're right. I deserve it.
We saw a copy of that.
We did. Yeah, in person. 32X game. First time I ever saw a 32X game in person.
I've never seen a 32X in person.
Neither do I. I don't care, actually, about 32X.
But you play Sonic CD.
I did play Sonic CD. And I was very interested to play this game, because when you talked about it on the last episode, you said, you know, it was interesting, but it was, you know, pretty flawed.
I don't like Sonic CD.
And I completely agree. Right. You and I are on the exact same page with this game. I think this game is the worst offender of most of my problems with Sonic.
Yes.
In terms of the level design, not facilitating momentum almost ever. This game is way more linear than any of the other main Sonic games that we've played.
You think so?
Absolutely. There's like one path through most of these levels. that doesn't mean there's not exploration, because they do incentivize exploration by as we said last week, or as you said last week, but just to reiterate for, if this is your first time listening to BLB, the past and future time travel mechanic.
Yes.
But I think this completely borks the pacing of the game.
Yeah.
It borks the design of the game. It's a really cool idea.
It's a good idea.
But it needs to be implemented in a much more smooth way.
Yeah.
Because the idea is you hit a past or a future sign, you run fast, and boom, you're in the same level, but it's in the future. But if you destroyed a generator in the past, the future will be better. But, materially, it doesn't really matter.
Right.
But what it means in execution, that's the idea of it, but in execution, it means you're running through the level, you pass by a sign you didn't mean to, you accidentally go too fast, and you're like, oh shit, where the fuck do I go now? I am in the same level, but it's slightly different, and I'm a little bit lost in the layout. Now, I gotta go find another sign if I want to get back to the current timeline, or if I want to go to the future. I'm pretty sure you can finish the level in any timeline, but I don't really fucking know. But it just meant that I was feeling way more lost than I ever have in a Sonic game. And I also do think that the cluttered nature of these levels kill momentum and kill exploration even more than I've had problems with the other Sonic games. Agree with all that?
Yes.
Tuning it out.
No, to be honest with you, let's do a little bit of politicking here for a moment.
Sure. Uh-oh.
I spent a lot of money this morning. Far more than I meant to, but it was an inevitability.
Sure.
My favorite musician of all time, Black Bear.
Yeah.
Touring for the first time since 2019. He's been my favorite musician since 2016.
Coming to Boston.
Coming to Boston, coming to see him. I'm going to be in the second row. I've never been that close to...
That's crazy.
Right. But the reason I bring this up is because I was looking at you and you're talking about Sonic CD.
Yeah.
And then I was just thinking to myself, oh, I bought the tickets today. And then I looked at the wall behind you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, from where I am to that wall is where he's going to be.
Sure.
And I just fucking...
Good point. From here to Detective Pikachu amiibo. Let's get a little...
Yeah, get the Detective Pikachu.
Comedy. Hey, how's it going?
But from what I actually heard of what you were saying, opposed to me just thinking about the concert I'm going to in 6 weeks, is that I agree with you.
Yeah.
The time travel mechanic...
I thought you were like, this guy's a fucking idiot. You were like staring into my soul.
No, I was staring past your soul. I was looking at your fucking white wall behind
Christ.
you. But no, I think it was interesting watching you play.
Yeah.
Because it just sort of like it was like an affirmation to me that I was not just a fucking doofus.
Mm-hmm. And I think for me, it was an affirmation in a different way, in that this is, I think, as I said, the worst offender of the things I have problems with Sonic, but I do think there are problems with the series. Some games just do these problems less problemy.
Yeah.
But the levels being cluttered, they're really feeling like no sense of place. The momentum being jerking you back and forth between, okay, now you're going really fast. Oh, stop. Do a fucking puzzle. Find a switch to hit to get to the next area. Yeah. And you have to do this. You can find a fucking... a time travel sign, but then you have to find an area to go fast in, and these levels are not particularly designed on the whole for you to go fast. So then, then I don't want to lose my travel spark or whatever the fuck. So it's just really frustrating.
I think the one thing I disagree with you on those, I don't think the game is... I know what you mean when you say it's linear.
Sure.
But what I think its problem is that it doesn't funnel you in a direction.
Sure.
Like most Sonic games funnel you towards the conclusion. Yeah. But I think what you mean is that you find yourself in situations where there is now only one way to progress.
Yeah. Well, that's linear.
No, but what I mean is Mario is linear. There's only one path.
Of course.
Sonic CD has a lot of paths to the levels, but there's a feeling that you get stuck in a path.
Sure.
And you can't.
That's fair.
You can't fucking switch rails.
Yeah, and you can't get back to switch to another one.
Yeah, there are plenty of places where you end up where the levels just feel like here's a bunch of different shit you can jump on. Yeah. And so in that sense, it's very non-linear in the fact that they're probably in a different path to you. Yeah. But when you fucking miss your path and you fall down and you're dicking around a wacky workbench and you're looking for that one thing you need to progress, that to me is what kills the game. Yeah. In addition to the fact that you're in fucking wacky workbench. Yeah. When you're in Sandopolis Zone, you're in Sandopolis Zone. When you're in wacky workbench, there's just shit all over the place. Yeah. And I feel like that applies all over the place.
That applies to most of these levels. Yeah. I think they are more gimmicky than other Sonic levels because, I can't even remember the names of the levels, but except for Wacky Workbench and Palm Tree Panic, I believe. Sure. But you're the level where Stardust Speedway, weird to switch between the things. You have to hit certain things to switch the track. Yeah. That's a little annoying. But that one actually does have much better momentum than most of the other levels in that game. But there's the one where the entire floor springs. And it's like, why? Right. It's fucking annoying. Right. And I feel that those gimmicks pervade more of these levels than most Sonic. Some Sonic games. Most Sonic games will have one or two zones where you're like, this is the gimmick of the zone. Bottomless pits, switching between the things to get. I don't even know what I'm saying, like the loop thing in
Sure.
Sinnopolis Zone or something
Sure.
like that. But they don't feel like mechanics that work for Sonic's momentum. More just like we've got an idea.
Yeah, my feeling is like Sonic was a tech demo.
Yeah.
Ostensibly. Fucking blast processing, making a mascot and all kinds of things. Sonic CD tries to be a tech demo again for the power of the Sonic CD.
Yeah.
And I think it only works in the intro, because the intro cutscene's awesome. But
Yeah,
but then
yes.
and the stages are fucking huge, and the pixel art's more dense, and you're going through loops, and the camera switches, and you're seeing Sonic run the other way, and it's like
twice.
right,
in the
and
game.
and it just feels like you did too much. So
Yeah.
it's overly decadent.
No, here's the thing. I think it is that they did too much, but I also think it doesn't feel different enough. Like
see,
when
I
I'm
see.
playing Sonic CD
Sure.
and looking at his sprite and the detail of the backgrounds, they don't feel that much more
I
detailed.
think they just feel more busy.
But yeah, more busy. Like
Yeah.
there are more things going on, but they don't feel like that much more technically impressive because
Yeah.
it's more about we can put more things on the screen because of the power of the Sega CD, but not because that's actually impressive.
It would be interesting to be 15 years older, and and have
That'll
played
happen eventually.
and played the games when they were new to see if
Sure.
there's a greater disparity.
Okay, that's fair.
Because the point of Origins is to mitigate any of that disparity,
Yes.
make them all look modern.
Yeah.
But I'm tired of talking about Sonic.
That's fine. That's fine. Where are we going next?
I only have 2 Sonic games,
You fucking bitch.
so why don't you do another one?
Let's talk about.
Do you have another one that I haven't played?
I have. Well, technically, well, no.
I
I have 3 that I've played more than you.
didn't play that one at all. Do that.
Okay,
one.
okay. The next one
Yeah.
is actually probably my hottest Sonic take. One of my favorite Sonic games, Sonic 3D Blast, for the Sega Genesis. Technically, there's a Saturn port or
Yeah, it's a
Saturn
Saturn
port,
port.
that is basically the same game with a few touch ups.
Right.
Sonic 3D Blast is barely a Sonic game.
Right.
The Sonic level tropes and character designs
Yeah.
are there, but in terms of physics and Sonic's controls, this is not, and level layouts and level
Yeah.
progression, not like Sonic at all.
Yeah.
But I do think this game is very interesting and fun in its own way, and I think that playing it on the Sega Genesis Classics Collection, which is where I played it,
Right.
with Rewind, maybe some of the design problems of this game of 3D not quite working properly because it's a Genesis game did not really hamper my enjoyment. And I think what I was able to find is a game that has a very unique identity as a 3D platformer.
Yeah.
There are very few platforms you have to jump to and land on,
Yeah.
but using Sonic Speed to navigate these sloped areas and the focus of the levels being to always fight every enemy because every enemy has a flicky inside of it and you need to get the 5 flickies in the level
Yeah, you
to
do.
jump in the ring and save them and move on to the next area.
Right.
I found a really nice sense of progression and rewarding exploration that I've never felt in a Sonic game before.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to check every area because if I miss an enemy
Yeah.
and kill them and don't kill them, I need to, and I get to the goal, I need to go back and find them. So I always felt like I need to get a sense of the area that I was going through. I need to get a sense of the physics. So I was making sure that I was jumping on top of the enemies correctly. For me, it worked a lot better than most Sonic games because I think it's just something new. It was something really fresh to do with Sonic. Really impressive in terms of 3D graphics, and frankly, how it controls in 3D. I think is better than most people give credit for the Sega Genesis. I think this is genuinely a very good game that people give too much shit.
Can I attempt to invalidate your opinion with a baseless claim?
You're gonna anyway. Wouldn't be the first time.
I think you would hate this game if you played on different platforms.
Absolutely. No, I certainly agree.
Sure.
But I think that would also apply to every Sonic game that I played.
That's fair, but here's what
Or the classic ones.
here's what I want to put out there in the world. I'm curious what your perspective is on it. So I was watching you play a little bit, and there was a point where you were literally rewinding more than you were playing in regular speed.
Sure. Yeah.
And so my question is, because a lot of the hate for this game comes from the fact that it controls like shit and all of that, do you think that its reputation is fair, given that most people who played this game
Yeah.
did not play it with the opportunity to negate literally every single
Yeah.
physics control,
Yeah.
spatial
No,
relationship issue?
that's certainly true. I
Sure.
just think this game can get a second shot.
I see.
And I think it
I see.
has been
I
given
see.
a second shot by the fact that it is part of the Sega Genesis
Yeah.
Classic Collection, and you can play it with
Sure.
Rewind and mitigate some of those things. But I think that also applies, at least from a modern perspective, to most of these games that we've played.
Yeah.
I think, our design philosophy opinions are way different than people in the NES, Genesis, SNES era.
Yeah.
Whew. I don't think you would have really liked Gradius or Ninja Gaiden
Yep.
if you didn't have Rewind.
100%.
I think you would have played them for an hour,
100%.
you would have gotten frustrated, you would have stopped.
Yeah.
I think being able to push through, at least from the modern perspective, the design philosophies of these older games and the janky controls and the janky respawns and things like that can be mitigated and give games a better shot for being enjoyed and for appreciating them for the other design decisions that I think were made and do work surprisingly well. I really liked the collecting of the flickies and making sure that I don't get hit because then they'll fly away from me and then I go collect them again. And each of the levels I think felt very distinct and it's a perfect length, like 6 zones, something like that.
Yeah.
Getting to the end of the level and jumping on the ring and having Sonic flip around, the flickies like dive into this hoop. Like there is a really fun sense of identity and different identity for Sonic here that I think I would love to see another collectathon Sonic game like this.
We're about to play it. It's holiday.
Frontiers?
Mm-hmm.
I guess I kind of... Yeah, well, I guess it is kind of collectathon-y. Yeah, sure.
Well, and so is Sonic Adventure. You should play Sonic Adventure. But that's a much better answer than I thought I was going to get.
Yeah. But I think you're right.
Yeah.
But I think I'm right.
Tanner? He's right, I'm right. What is that? There's a phrase, classic phrase, knock it out. He's right, I'm right. We think differently about this topic.
You
might chalk it up to the blank.
Oh boy, clear the field here. It's really about different views on things, differing life experiences leading you down different paths. It can really all be chalked up to. Say it with me all together, folks.
The nature of perspective.
There we go. Yeah, we did it. We completed the bit.
Right. I've got 2 games to talk about.
Yep.
I'm actually gonna, if it's a little oblige, I'm gonna talk about them together because I think that's the best way to do this.
Well, they're very different.
Yeah, but here's what I'm gonna do. Fuck you. That's first.
Let me see how you handle this.
Yeah. Because there's no way to talk about 2 games at once.
Yeah.
So I want to talk to you about Sonic Adventure 1. No, that's not true.
No. What the fuck?
Sonic, I misspoke. Sonic Advance.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, makes sense for those. I thought you were talking about the other ones we both played.
Oh no.
Okay.
I'm talking about Sonic Advance and Sonic Advance 2.
Yes. Totally makes sense to talk about those together.
Okay.
Miscommunication.
I see.
Well, you were talking in vagaries. I was
vagaries.
confused.
Right.
I don't remember what you do.
Right.
So.
Right. So I played Sonic Advance and Sonic Advance 2, and the reason I think it's worth bringing these into conversation is because I really, really, really enjoyed Sonic Advance 1. It's probably my second favorite 2D Sonic game.
Yeah.
Or no, third, because it goes Mania, and then 3 Knuckles, and then this.
Speak up, son.
So Sonic Advance 1, I think, is great. Sonic Advance 2, I really didn't like. It's down there with Sonic CD for me.
Sure.
And the reason is because I think they both go for different things.
Yeah.
Sonic Advance 1 is far more in line with the Genesis games in terms of its design philosophy.
Yes.
It really just feels like that, but modernized.
Yeah.
You got new ideas, you got your grind rails, you got the new playable characters, right? It's a new Sonic design, it's the adventure design.
Yeah.
You're running through these stages, but ostensibly it boils down to the Sonic you know and love, right? And I think that's really great. It's a fun modernization of it. I think the game looks great. I think it controls really well.
Yeah.
I love the zones. There's a great sense of speed, but that speed is balanced out with good platforming challenges, right?
Sure.
It's a very engaged game. It reminds me of the best parts of Sonic 3 and Knuckles, where you need to learn how to use your momentum to clear challenges, but the game is not solely predicated on you zipping and zooping all over the place, right? I think that game's great. Sonic Advance 2, by contrast, is only about speed.
Sure.
That game is 100, and there's a guy I really like, the Geek Critique, who makes really great Sonic videos, whose video is called A Spectacle Over Substance. And I think that's 100% right. Because this game is really... This is the progenitor of sort of Dimps. Dimps is the developer of these games.
Yeah.
Dimps' 2D boost formula, Sonic Rush gameplay, right?
Yeah.
You are moving in this game constantly. And I don't think that's inherently a bad thing. But you run into a lot of issues when... there's a couple things. First of all, I think it feels like you're on autopilot way too much.
Sure.
This, to me, is the greatest offender of Sonic feeling like you're not playing the game.
Sure.
You're just pushing the D-pad, and Sonic is doing his business. But then you combine that with an excess of bottomless pits.
Yeah.
An excess of confusing moments where I'm just fucking, okay, at this point I'm just going to hold the button down. I'm going to see where I end up.
Yeah.
The level design is not here to support the level of speed that's being accomplished. It is impressive how fast Sonic goes, and if you're wanting to play a Sonic game to just go fast, this game lets you go fast constantly.
Yes.
And you got the homing attacks. You're doing all kinds of shit, right? You can. I bet somebody who's really good at Sonic Advance 2 can never slow down as they play the game, which I'm sure would be a compelling experience, but not for me. It kind of loses that sense of momentum and reflexes and smarts over just regular speed.
Sure.
And then you combine that with some of the most horseshit bosses I've ever played in my entire life. Because the problem with the bosses is that all the bosses are auto-scrollers.
Yeah.
Do you remember the part in Sonic 3? I think the first boss in Angel Island Zone against a train. That's like the fucking airship above you. It's dropping shit down.
Yeah. I thought you were talking about the one where you're passing through these wooden things with logs.
Sure. Both.
That's like the Mushroom Hill Zone from
both
Knuckles.
Both are serviceable. But the problem with this is you're moving so fast that you are literally fighting to have Sonic move from the left side of the screen where he is to the right side of the screen where Eggman is.
So you can attack.
Yes, and every time you get hit, you get flung all the way to the left side of the screen. Mm-hmm. And it becomes so frustrating. Again, it almost feels like this is a new type of Sonic experience.
Sure.
Only about speed. But with that comes so many problems. Level design issues, boss design issues, just sense of clarity of visual clarity,
sure.
of clarity of where you're going in the level, that I just found myself getting really confused or lost or annoyed for the majority of the game. But because I love Sonic Advance 1 so much, I really would like to play 3 and
sure.
see where that's
see how it changes. I think it's interesting how different those two games are.
Yeah.
Because they did not need to change it this much.
Yeah.
But
they tried.
Yeah, no, it certainly is. I think that I'm nervous to play that game. I probably will. But watching you play this game and watching your reactions to some of these game design problems, I was watching you react to things the way that I reacted to things in Sonic 2, and Sonic 3, and Sonic and Knuckles. Games that I like, but where I feel that Sonic's gameplay design doesn't work.
Right.
And it's at odds with itself. It is running into the spikes. It is an enemy appearing out of nowhere as you're going full speed. Like, I had no way to dodge that.
Yeah.
Unfair. And I think this probably is the worst offender of that from what I've seen with my eyes, but I have not experienced it myself. I think that you play these games on an emulator. You had save states. I think that made this way better for you.
Yeah.
Because the amount of restarting that you're having to do from things that I agree with you looked like they were bullshit design decisions. You're able to get through those.
Yes.
You're able to push through. You're able to enjoy the spectacle, the speed, the pixel art and stuff like that. Yeah. But that's how I'll play it as well. I think this is the kind of game where if I had found a physical copy and I popped it in, I would have played the first few levels and be like, this is fucking stupid. And I never would have played it again.
I would have been able to beat Sonic Adventure 1 easily.
Advance.
Yes. Sonic Advance 1, I would have easily been able to beat. I don't think it's hard. I think it's challenging, but I think it's completely fair. I don't think Sonic Advance 2 is fair.
Yeah.
I don't think it's fair at all. We'll see how I feel about Sonic Advance 3.
Sure. Yeah, good point. All right, we got two other ones.
Fucking Christ.
We played a lot of Sonic games. Yeah, we got to talk about them.
And
it's our duty.
I want to preface these next two games we're going to talk about here.
Sure.
What I said to Tucker is that maybe I'm a classic Sonic fan.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where my Sonic
Abe
fan
classic
ends.
Sonic fan.
I'm a classic Sonic fan. But I need to explore more. Because what we did with these next two games, we explored an area of Sonic we weren't thinking about.
Yes.
Because we were thinking about Genesis Sonic.
Yes.
Love Genesis Sonic. We fucking push forward. I love Generations.
Yeah.
We played Sonic Forces, not a good game.
No.
There's two main eras of Sonic we really tackle. The Dreamcast era, which we'll get to, and then this.
Yeah.
And I thought that this was fucking garbage. Like.
Yeah, so we played... First off, we played Sonic Riders.
Yeah.
Sonic Riders, PS2 GameCube game where you are Sonic and his buddies, and
you're riding.
He's riding on surfboard with jets, hoverboards. Yeah, I guess that's the word you'd use. And you've got power-ups of some kind. You've got these stages. I think this is an interesting idea. I think the idea of Sonic racing games, I believe it's not the first Sonic racing game. No, it's not even close to the first. There's
Sonic
Drift
R,
games. There's
Sonic Drift,
yeah.
Sonic Drift 2, Sonic Drift 3, Sonic Drift 4, Sonic Drift 5,
Yeah,
Sonic Drift 6.
the really prolific and acclaimed Sonic Drift franchise.
Right.
This is an interesting idea, but I think that it's just clunky. Because what I found while playing this game is, a fun sense of speed, a unique take on racing games in terms of if you run out of speed, you get off your board. You have to walk to a pit stop. You have to manage your air gauge a little bit. When you're starting a race, you have to actually back up and gain some speed before you run out of the gate. That's pretty clever. There are a lot of clever elements to this game, but the stage design and the lack of tutorial to teach you the controls just ended having me feel like I was just like bumping into walls and then like spinning off, and then I would get turned around and I'm like, I don't even know how I got turned around, and then that would be it. And I would get last and I'd be like, huh. But then sometimes I would have great momentum and I would come in like second. I'm like, the fuck happened? I don't know what I did better here. I feel like it was a little hard to get used to what the game was trying to teach me. But I thought it was okay. But I think I was a little bit messy.
It left no impression on me, frankly. I think messy is a good way to put it. I like that it's not just Mario Kart.
Yes, no, it's nothing like it.
It's nothing like Mario Kart. It's very much its own thing. But why do I care?
Yeah.
There's so many video games that exist.
Yeah.
And I think when I jump out of a game so quickly, I need to ask myself, why should I care about this game? And if the answer is I really shouldn't, then I drop out. Right. Yeah. And to me, I kind of felt that same way. I'm not like. What am I supposed to say with Hunter?
No.
You fucking jump on the board and you go around the board, Jack.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing is I've forgotten most of what I thought about this game because I'm scratching my brain. I'm like, okay, yeah, there's like 6 stages in this game, and I thought that a couple of them were kind of horseshit.
You probably unlock more.
Possibly. I don't. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how much there is in this game. But I'm struggling to remember a lot of this game. I think that I probably would have had more interesting things to say if we'd talked about it closer to when I actually did play it. But the other game that we both played a little bit of, but I played significantly more of.
Tanner, I want to preemptive thumbs down, please.
We haven't been getting the thumbs up or down in these Sonic things. Oh God, are you okay? Your thumb okay?
Sonic is always a thumbs up, so I just thought that was understood.
Sure, except for here apparently.
I see.
But Sonic and the Secret Rings is, as one John Cartwright, friend of the show, put it, the start of the boost formula. And I watched the Sonic and the Secret Rings video.
At times 2 speed because Tug is a sicko.
Yeah. And I thought it was a good video, but I disagree with him on a lot of things here. The point of Sonic and the Secret Rings is very early Wii era game, like a few months after the Wii came out. We have motion controls. We have a more powerful system that can run these Sonic stages for exclusive to the Wii. And Sonic is gonna run by himself, and you are just gonna have the Wiimote and you're gonna tilt it and you're gonna swipe it and you're gonna do all sorts of things to help Sonic get through these levels. And I don't think that's a bad idea in concept. I think the idea of having Sonic run by himself, so it's just about the reflexes of make sure you're dodging, make sure you're jumping at the right time, make sure you're using the homing attack, and you know what his move kit is pretty cool.
It's a good idea. It's called Sonic Dash.
And the stages in this game, I think, are great. The base stages that you're going through are about this speed, about this spectacle, about jumping off a hill and riding down the back of a dinosaur, and you're going under a sand fall, and there's all sorts of shit happening. But unfortunately, the controls left so much to be desired that I wasn't able to really enjoy these levels to their fullest potential. And then the biggest problem with the game is its structure, is its load times, is the fact that you have to replay missions, which are just chunks of these levels with different elements of gameplay that almost never work, frankly. And it makes this game a slog to get through, and very frustrating, especially when combined with the controls.
I think this game sucks. Yeah, I think it's irredeemable. I don't think there's anything good about this game.
Huh? Okay.
At all. I don't.
Not the spectacle of those levels.
You made a pretty game.
The visuals look good.
I mean, here's the thing, right? You're Sonic Team. Yeah. You're one of the studios, right? Sure. Track record is what it is. It's an experienced team.
Well,
you get what
experience making mixed games.
Sure, but what I mean to say is it was an early game. Its function was to show off the hardware. You showed off the hardware. Yeah. Pilot Wings Resort did the same thing. Sure. But I need more than that, especially in a gameplay-driven experience. Sure. It is cool watching the stages go by. Mm-hmm. It's pretty. The fucking water shade is really good.
It did look good, yeah.
But the game controls so badly. Yeah. And it's such a flawed premise. I agree. I think on-rails Sonic could be fine. Yeah. But on-rails Sonic, they ask you to fucking move backwards, and the homing attack, you're fucking shaking. And the jump is predicated on release, not on
Very weird, very
input.
awkward.
It's so awkward. It feels like they forgot everything about how to design how to move a character.
Yeah.
And at the same time, you're completely right about this structure. It's so unclear as to how
To progress.
how you're supposed to progress, and then you throw in the fact that you're hearing the same fucking abrasive rock
God.
song every time you go back to the menu.
Yeah, and you have to go to the menu every time you.
And the SFX are so loud, and there's fucking the motif of the game is fire. I don't think there's anything good about this game.
I think
I don't
it's
think there's
just
anything good about
so
this game.
interesting.
Sure.
I think obviously I respect it
Yeah.
slightly more than you do, and I don't think it's a super long game. I think I'm 2/3 of the way through it or something.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see how it ends.
Sure.
We'll see if that actually comes to fruition when I get back. I feel like it might be kind of an awkward game to get used to again.
It's like riding a bike, baby.
Nope. It's like riding a bike that the wheels are fucking triangles and the seat is covered in slime,
Sure.
which is just my normal bicycle.
Yes.
That's why I don't ride bicycles. I am interested to try. Let me restate this. I'm very interested to try other Sonic games from this era. I think
Sure.
that the experimentation of this game is fascinating. This is nothing like other Sonic games.
Yeah.
The only motifs are Tails, Knuckles, Eggman, and Rings, and Sonic. But then you're in the Arabian Nights fairy tales, and you're riding on the back of a dinosaur, and you've got a spark of fire in your chest that's gonna kill you, and you've got a little anime girl that's in your ring.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Who
Right.
thought of this?
Sure.
Very weird. I think that's interesting. I don't like it.
Yeah.
But I think it's interesting. And I think that there's so much experimentation in this era that I'm very excited to dig into. I want to play Sonic 06 at some point in my life.
Yeah.
I really want to try Unleashed. I want to play Colors. I want to play Black Knight. There are so many of these games that you just think about how many fucking Sonic games. How many mainline Sonic games, big Sonic Team games were releasing in this era. And that has just completely stopped.
Yeah.
But I think it's because they were so experimental, and for the most part, almost none of them worked. This is a very good example of it not working. The experimentation falling flat.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think what I just come down to at this point in my development as a person is that if a game is interesting but not good, I'm
Sure.
going to watch John Carrad's really good video.
Absolutely.
And never touch it again.
Yes.
I think I played 2 stages of this game, so I'm not touching this.
No.
And I either watched you play or I watched John's video with you.
Yeah.
But I don't have the patience for this.
No.
I would like to try Sonic Adventure.
Yeah.
The main ones I want to try is Sonic Adventure.
Adventure 2? Adventure 2 Battle? Heroes?
Yeah, I'll play those.
Sure, okay. Yeah.
And I have Colors. I think Colors
Yeah.
is pretty good. Okay.
Is that it? Are we done?
That's it.
Oh, no. Arcade Rock Block.
Tanner, would you like to join?
Oh,
What if
no,
we-
this
pull-
is where
pull
the
the couch.
This is where the real BLB begins, right
What
here.
if we all sat on the floor?
Oh,
We could.
We sat on the floor, tilt the camera down. There's a lot of. Did you notice there's a lot of headroom in this video?
You just kept backing up. You kept sinking into your seat.
yeah.
No, I think this is fine.
Yeah.
There we go. Let's cover the
Now
new
the
guys.
now the real gamer has arrived.
The
on
real
the
game.
scene.
Well, yes, the preeminent gaming influence at Backlog Banter.
I think so.
Yeah, we visited 2 arcades in the past week.
Yeah.
Indeed we did.
2 very different arcades.
Very different.
One
Yes.
classic style arcade, and lots of classic style games we can talk a little bit
Yeah.
about. And then one very different arcade, modern Japanese styled arcade. We didn't go to Japan, but it was like they just imported all these fucking
Japan
cabinets.
came to us.
In many ways, yes.
In many ways.
Japan rained down upon Austin, Texas, and a little bit of one of their arcades fell right near good old Timo Nelson's home.
Yeah.
Within walking distance.
The old stomping grounds.
I'm not telling you what the name of it was though, because that would reveal his location.
That's a really great point. 'Cause
Yeah.
I actually was going to say that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tanner, where do you want to start?
Well, let's start. We'll do chronologically.
Sure,
We'll
sure,
go.
sure.
We'll do the old the barcade in Lincoln,
The barcade,
Nebraska
right.
first.
Versus Arcade Bar, Lincoln, Nebraska.
Yes,
Shout out.
exactly. Shout out. Yeah, why not?
We should note that there was the influence of alcohol was pervading our time at the bar.
We're all of
This is
age.
fair.
It's fine.
Yes.
This is fair. Yeah, no laws were being broken.
No
of
laws
course.
were being broken.
No.
Just a couple hearts, you know what I mean?
Just oh baby, we were breaking hearts and breaking high scores at
Kissing
this
babies.
barcade. And kissing babies.
Kissing babies and...
There were no babies at the establishment again. We
Oh,
were not
that's a
breaking
great
any
point.
laws.
No.
Shouldn't have insinuated
Yeah,
that.
exactly. There were no babies there. Everyone there was above the age of 21.
Everyone...
We hope
yes.
so.
But what was you guys' favorite game that you played at this establishment?
That's a fucking... Tanner, that's why we have you on, because you know how to lug and steer a conversation, you know what I mean?
I absolutely do.
Tucker, why don't you go first?
Yeah.
You know, here's the thing. This is actually a really interesting conversation now.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to talk about this because I, for the first time in my life, felt the draw of high score based arcade gameplay. For genuinely the first time in my life. I've always pushed back against this, against high score in replaying Star Fox 64. As we were just talking about Pokemon Snap, it's not for me. It's about the gameplay experience. It's about the design of the game rather than chasing myself getting better at it. It's like an internal motivation, but it was a combination of a newfound internal motivation, but also external motivation because. This arcade, classic games. This is your Miss Pac-Man's, this is your Galaga's, Donkey Kong, this is Mario Brothers. And we decided to have a fun idea. I fucking came up with this on the spot. What if we competed for high scores in video games? I know, no fucking idea, no one's done it before. Yeah. But none of us are experienced with these games. So what we did, we're not going to get on the actual fucking leaderboard and type in our name.
No.
So what we did is we each played each of these games. Yeah. We played four or five games, and we wrote down our high scores and competed in that way. And that just little bit of external motivation of I need to beat Joe in Ms. Pac-Man.
Yeah.
I'm going to whoop your ass in Dig Dug.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was the first time I've ever felt that because I've never played arcade games in that competitive metric, and I do think that there is a design to that. I actually want to go to this bar, even if it's by myself, and not drink, but just play Ms. Pac-Man, play some Dig Dug. Learn how to play Galaga a little bit better, see if I can beat my own high score. Mm. And that's something that's very new to me. And I'm excited to unlock this and be able to appreciate these games on the level that obviously they were designed for and were appreciated for in their day. But I had a great time. My favorite, probably Dig Dug, because I beat you guys in it.
Oh, okay.
I got number one in that one.
I did have a notice that my great Galaga score is deleted out of your phone.
Can I bring it back? I don't even know.
Yeah, why challenge? Well, because here's the thing: you want to challenge your shitty score. You don't want to challenge my impressive score at Galaga.
Very nice.
Tanner,
was that your favorite Galaga?
Because you beat us.
Yeah.
No, I think I liked playing the TMNT one.
Yeah.
Mostly, well, so this was an interesting experience for me too, for twofold reasons. First of all, I don't have any arcades. I've never been to an arcade before.
Sure.
It's my first time in the arcade. And it was a barcade too. I don't drink really.
Yeah.
So we're hanging out. I'm drinking some fruity shit. Don't even know what alcohol is in it, but it tasted good.
Yeah. Sure.
So I'm having fun. We're getting a little bit loose. We're drinking them in an arcade, so I'm already having a great time.
Yeah.
But what was interesting to me was not playing these arcade games I've played a million times.
Mm-hmm.
You can play at home. We can fucking boot up Galaga on this TV right here.
Yeah.
But it was playing the rare Konami boards, TMNT and X-Men. We didn't play Simpsons, but Simpsons was also there. I think the X-Men game is not very fun.
Yeah.
I think we also had a partially broken cabinet.
Yeah, the top was a little wobbly.
Like this much of the screen.
Yeah.
You can imagine.
Yeah.
Like fuck. It doesn't matter.
The top eighth of the screen was basically unusable.
With our health bars and
exactly.
Interesting.
I mean, these are old cabinets, which is why I was excited to see them.
Yeah.
And Leo was broken on the TMNT one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You could only play 3 of the 4 turtles.
Oh, fucking idiots!
Huh?
You know what my favorite was? Is the Mario Kart one.
Oh yeah,
because
sure.
for a long time I've wanted to play Mario Kart GP, but obviously never had access to it. I don't think it's very fun, but it was fun. It was cool to finally try it. Yeah. I mean, I just don't think it controls well. I mean, it is what it's supposed to be. Mm-hmm. It's you sit down, the controls are kind of loose. You yell at your friends, you're racing a little bit. The track's very simple, character's very simple. It's very simple, and it's fine.
Yeah.
It left no impression on me. Frankly, a lot of these games didn't really leave much of an impression on me. But it was cool to be in that ambiance.
Yeah.
And play that with you. Fucking kick your ass in Galaga.
Yeah, you know.
Get stomped by Chun-Li, by Tanner's Chun-Li.
No. E-Honda.
Oh, E-Honda.
Yeah.
Joe was
Chun-Li.
Chun-Li.
I was Chun-Li.
You were Chun-Li. I was my classic character, E-Honda.
Yeah.
I think if I had to go, we've been there once before, and I get a couple drinks in me, and I stomp everyone at Street Fighter,
right?
Playing E-Honda. But also, I played, for the first time in my entire life, Ms. Pac-Man, which I really enjoyed.
You never played Pac-Man before?
I played Pac-Man before.
Sure.
But Miss Pac-Man's a fucking speed demon.
Yes, Miss Pac-Man is much faster, which I really appreciate. I think it just adds an extra little bit of enjoyment to the game. So yeah.
And there's the story.
Act
1 they meet, you know?
Yeah, Act 1 they meet.
Yeah.
I got further in Galaga than I probably ever had in my entire life. I got to stage 4 of Galaga.
Yeah.
So
I believe the two of you played Dig Dug for the first time.
I did play Dig Dug for the first time.
Any thoughts on Dig Dug?
No.
I was a little confused as to how to play the game. I didn't, because in every other circumstance of every other arcade game, you run away from the little sprites. Yeah. But in Dig Dug, no, you got to face those babies head on. You know, well, you got to be strategic, of course. You have
Sure.
to kind of got to circle around them and put your tube in them and pump them up a little bit.
Yeah,
and
you
then
do.
and then at
Pump
a
'em
certain
full.
but then at a certain point they run away from you.
Right.
They're not trying to attack you. You're not going head to head. They're running away from you. You got to catch them. So I didn't know that's how you played Dig Dug, so I lost fairly quickly. So yes, but I did enjoy it. It's solid, you know.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really have a whole hell of a lot to say about it. It's cute. I don't feel the tactile satisfaction of that one the way I do like a Galaga.
Yeah,
Sure.
exactly. Me too.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I also played Mario Bros with Joe.
Yeah,
which is a lot of fun.
A lot of
Yeah.
Mario Bros. You
Yeah,
guys got pretty good at it.
Yeah, that was I've played Mario Bros before, but never actually with two people.
Yeah.
Most of the time I played it was the Super Mario. Not Tanner, you know
Yeah.
Super Mario Advance games.
I like the back of my hand,
So you remember the remake of Mario Brothers that came combined with all of them,
like the back of my other hand.
right? But that was only ever single player. But playing with Joe was a lot of fun. I was better than Joe as usual. You know.
Not by that much, actually. I just want to say I watched you play it.
We don't have to add that part.
Okay, sure.
No need to modify that statement. It's okay.
But it was a ton of fun working together. We were fucking yelling. We were
Yeah.
yelling at the cabinet trying to get the sidesteppers and things.
Mhm.
So it was a lot of fun. That to me, that was like the arcade experience I expected.
Yeah.
Go in there. It's coin op, chucking some quarters in. We got $20 worth of quarters. So
Way too much.
We were clangling around
Yeah,
and things
yeah,
of
yeah.
that nature.
Yeah, exactly. But I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say because we played NFL Blitz
Right.
there as well, and Tucker, last time that we were there, we played NBA Jam.
Sure.
Which
I
one?
played that.
I think you did, or maybe it was just me. Maybe
Yeah,
it
I
was
don't
Joe
think
and
I don't think I played
Oh well, I'll just say this for myself then. I still prefer NBA Jam. I think NFL Blitz. Oh wait, well we were having a good time in NFL Blitz. Mostly because I think Joe's the only one who knows what like football plays are.
Right.
So I was on his team and he was picking the plays and I was just running the routes and stuff like that. But I still prefer NBA Jam. I think
Yeah.
it's much more satisfying to run up and dunk that ball than to run it into the end zone or just have have your teammate pass the ball to you and maybe get a couple of yards or whatever in the game. So
And you can like grab a guy by his collar.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
fucking suplex him and
you
everything.
you can suplex people. It is not standard NFL rules if you can believe it for the video game.
My last question from the other arcade game.
Yeah.
When you get a Venmo request made for the drinks.
I will do that just as two shakes of a lamb's tail, Abram.
Two shakes of a lamb's tail.
Don't want you to worry about it.
And I'll use our bountiful BLB monetization money
That's
to pay
true.
you.
That's true. We are YouTube superstars now.
We are
YouTube
YouTube superstars.
YouTube trillionaires. We're on the way.
All right.
Second arcade.
Second arcade.
Unnamed arcade.
Unnamed arcade.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can't. We divulge too much information about it to give out the name.
Coming from yeah, you just walk north. You leave Tim's house and walk north.
Yeah, just go to Timo's house and walk north, probably, or any other cardinal direction, I suppose. I don't really know which one you
I
walked
don't
in.
even know how to find which way faces north. To be honest with you,
Compass.
I don't carry a compass on me.
Compass.
A compass.
I'll pose the same question. What was your guys' favorite game that you played at this establishment?
Okay, so this is an interesting one.
This is a
because-
much easier question for you.
Yeah, we need to set the stage here.
Well, Abram and I probably have the same
Yeah.
have the same answer here.
We need to set the stage here a little bit because, as I was saying, the first arcade, coin op. The only thing irregular about that is there was a bar there.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's the arcade that you come to expect, right?
Mhm.
This one was not that.
No,
This
we
was-
thought it would be.
Right. That was the impression we had going in. But what it was in actuality was a Japanese arcade.
Yes.
A modern Japanese.
Yeah,
arcade.
a modern Japanese arcade.
Most of the games in the arcade we went to are Japanese.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Right. But that's a good. But what I mean, you go in there and I'm playing
Dodon Pachi.
Dodon Pachi shmup anime shooting anime girls that turn into ships game.
Yep.
And every single word on the cabinet in the game was Japanese.
Yep.
Yes.
I'm talking about these are straight imported. Sega Naomi, fucking sit down at the cabinet, playing Dodon Pachi, doing this, all this.
Mhm.
You got your fighting games, you got an Initial D game,
Yep.
you got your rhythm games, right?
Yep.
And then some shmups, which I dicked around at. But this was a different experience.
Yes.
Well, before Tanner, I'm gonna fuck you.
Okay. All right. Well, no need to get vulgar here.
That was a non sequitur.
Okay. Okay.
Just wanted to say.
Okay. Continue, Abram.
No, what I wanted to know is fucking high level impressions. You know, we'll go to favorite games in a second.
I see.
We'll go to
Okay.
favorite games in a second. What do you think of this establishment?
Well, this was a small establishment, but it was really I like the vibe. I dug the vibe a whole lot.
It was a great vibe.
It was like it kind of felt like this like weird underground sort of thing.
Yeah.
It was very small. There was a very small number of people in there, but it felt like the people there were like it felt like we were like looking in on like an in group of people who
Yes.
were there regularly and stuff like that. Particularly the guy who was tearing up whatever DDR like game was there. It was insane watching that guy work.
Yeah, that guy was. You've seen people.
I can insert a video of this guy.
Oh sure, okay.
Can we do that?
It was a public place.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't mean you can film. Well, I did film someone. but
Yes.
his face isn't in it. I don't
Here's
know.
the bottom line. This guy.
No one's gonna know who that guy is.
This guy was playing a 2-player, and we're being very positive. I'm being serious about this.
Yes.
This might be the most impressive physical achievement I've seen in real life.
Yeah,
before.
it is insanely impressive.
This was. When a guy shows up with DDR shoes on, that he's about to fucking tear it up.
By the way, I just want to clarify.
Yeah.
This is not a DDR cabinet.
No.
This is some other Japanese rhythm dance game.
Rhythm dance.
But it's a 2-player one,
Mm-hmm.
and he is playing both. He
Yes.
is playing 2-player, 1-player. He is holding onto this back rail and fucking jumping. I mean, I can't possibly tap my feet fast enough to
No.
replicate the sound that
No,
he was
no,
making.
no.
It was
It
incredible.
was echoing through this small room.
Yes.
Yeah. But what was cool about it, to your point, Tanner, is that it was him and a couple other guys, and then they were chatting, they were playing games together. On the wall is like the QR code to join the Discord.
Yeah.
And they scheduled tournaments. Like, this was a place
It
that...
felt small. It felt underground. It felt personal.
Yes.
Is the thing? Yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
I just want to know how many times a night this guy is in here,
I'm sure
it's
how
a
much he spends.
Yeah.
Your dollar goes pretty far here. I mean,
Oh yeah,
we put
Yes.
10
way
bucks
farther
in.
than most arcade games.
Yeah.
I think the thing that impressed me most about this, and I have to just sort of disagree because I think most of the gameplay styles here were not for me.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not a shmup guy, not a fighting game guy, I'm not a rhythm game guy. That's basically all they had.
Mm-hmm.
And the one like racing cabinet. The one game I did actually end up playing, Tetris Terror Instinct, which sounds like a fucking horror game. It's just Tetris.
Developed by Eureka, which is interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. But is the fact that this was a really cohesive experience. You go to the guy at the front, you get yourself a card. These cards, you tap them on the thing, it takes your money from the card. That's it. Like, you don't have to carry all these coins.
Yep.
True.
You can save your fucking
Yeah.
progress to these cards. You can keep the card. You can come back and keep spending it there. Like, this is a modernization of the arcade experience. So it's not popping in quarters. It's not worrying about these things. That I thought was really impressive.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't spend the money there. I'm not going to get a card. I'm not going to go back there. But this is, I think, a way that arcades can be modernized and be like a more cohesive modern experience.
And probably are modernized. Yeah. I mean, I have obviously. I'm not a big brain video gamer like you guys are, but I presume that none of us have been to a modern arcade of this level.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, like, not Ben and Jerry's, but like
Dave and Buster's.
Dave and Buster's, shit like that.
But they're not like
Yeah.
keep your card and keep your progress and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
I will say, did the card reader always work right? Did
Yeah,
I
that's
know
marginal.
when my
No.
money was actually being taken? No, not
Marginal.
really. But
I think our lack
Yeah.
of experience with this place also led to some hiccups. Because you and I sitting down the fucking Tetris Terror Instinct
Yeah.
thing, it is possible to play against each other. We had to fiddle around with this. We're like, I can't fucking read Japanese. I don't know what's going on. There's 4 unnamed buttons. Why
Yeah.
are there 4 buttons to play fucking Tetris?
Right.
No idea. But I think it's just us like literally stumbling in here for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never seeing any of this before. Be like, how does this work? It's in
Yeah.
Japanese. They just expect you to know this sort of thing. It's not beginner friendly, but I was really impressed by it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, an example of that is the cabinets that they had in the middle of the room,
Yeah.
which were labeled as Street Fighter V, Dragon Ball Z Fighters. I believe there was a
Tekken 7.
Tekken 7, and what's the Guilty Gear? Is that
Gear.
Guilty
Those are-
Gear?
yeah,
Yes.
one of the label ones,
I think that was they had like 4 of those, and what these cabinets were just PS4s.
Yeah.
They had hidden inside that they had put inside these.
You
cabinets.
put in $1 and you can play for 10 minutes.
Yes,
which
exactly.
is a lot of fucking time.
Yeah.
For one
Yeah, and you could like go to the home button. You could pick any of the games that were
Right.
downloaded on this console, essentially. And that was an example of like, what am I doing? What is this? I've never encountered anything
Yeah.
of this nature before. Am I doing this right? Do I have to sign in on different profiles and stuff
Yeah.
like that? How do I? You have to play co-op by going on the same console but on the other side.
Yeah.
So you can't really communicate with the person that you're playing co-op with, unless you're like shouting around the thing. But yeah.
But my favorite game,
Yes, the favorite game.
Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Marvel vs. Capcom 2, baby. Oh, baby.
This
You know, a
game
little
dog
underground game no one's really ever heard
Yeah,
This
of.
game is
exactly.
fucking awesome. Now, I'd never played Marvel vs. Capcom 2 before.
No,
Me
yeah,
neither.
yeah.
Me neither.
And the thing about it is I've always heard it's beautiful, fun to play, and it is.
It is.
I immediately, when I left here's the thing.
Mhm.
You can either we played against each other.
Yes.
I had no fucking clue what I was doing.
Yeah, sure.
And then I saw you playing arcade mode, which
Yes.
is 7 stages. And I'm like, oh fuck, when you're done, I want to do that too. And I
Mhm.
did that, and I got a better sense of it. I died Tanner died on stage 4.
I died on stage 4.
The master gamer here, Abram Buhner, made it all the way to stage 7, which was the last one. But then I timed out.
Oh.
I timed out. It was my final guy, Wolverine, versus whoever the final CPU was, but I had less health, so I lost.
Exactly.
It's a timeout.
Yeah.
The point I'm saying here is I was so engrossed by this game, even though I didn't really fucking get it.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I'm down. It's not. I don't have. You know, I don't have a Dreamcast controller for me. Something foreign.
Yeah.
I got a stick.
Yep.
And I got 6 buttons.
6 buttons. Yes.
I'm fucking hitting all those buttons at the same time.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it is so much fun. You can yank that stick around all you want. You can fucking batter on all these buttons.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just so beautiful. I mean, the
It
pixel art is beautiful. I love the style of this game.
It is. I mean, obviously, you get like the particle effects going when you like you said, when you're slapping all the buttons. You're maxed out all 3 guys for your special attack or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know what the button combination is. So you're just slapping
it's
all of them. Oh yeah, it is all of them.
It might be all of them.
It might be all of them. But you hit all of them, and all 3 of your guys come in. And I was playing with like Cable and Cyclops and
someone else.
Cable, Cyclops, and somebody else.
Yeah.
But they all had like laser abilities.
Yeah.
And things like that. So they would all come in, and the screen would just be lit up with fucking rainbow particle laser effects and stuff like that. And it would be. It's something to behold.
Yes.
I presume this is what it looks like when you enter the gates of heaven.
I see. I agree. I had Mega Man, but it's Japanese character. They call him Rockman.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got Spider-Man. I got Wolverine.
Yeah.
And just learning very basic things like I'm using my low attacks, my high attacks, and I love the assist feature.
I had Gambit. That was my 3rd guy.
Gambit.
Yes.
Because the one I knew 5 of the buttons did attacks that felt interchangeable with me. But then the top right button did an assist move.
Yeah, the top. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so I'd be playing as fucking Wolverine, or I'd be playing as Rockman, and then I'd hit the assist button, and then Spider-Man would come in and flip, wrap up the other guy, and I'd jump in and go low to high and fucking punch him out.
I love doing the low to high and then hitting the assist, and the other guy would come down and smash him into the ground.
Yeah.
Oh god, you'd spin and you'd be doing like a torpedo into the ground. So satisfying, just beat up these CPUs. Incredible.
Here's the problem though.
Yeah.
Because immediately when I got off the cabinet, because I would have stayed there. If I was there by myself, I'd probably literally just sat on the cabinet for like 90 minutes.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to copy Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Mm-hmm.
Because the game notoriously has been delisted from digital storefronts because of their licensing issues, right?
Sure.
So you only have the shitty new ones. I don't want to play Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
I want to play Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Yes.
A loose copy of this game on PlayStation 2 is $40. And that's disc only.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, I don't know. I just want... But the bottom line is, because I actually saw it when we were game shopping the other day, I saw it on Dreamcast for $110.
Oh.
The bottom line
Don't
is...
have a Dreamcast.
No. I want this game re-released so badly.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would love to play it and have a better understanding of it and experience what the game has to offer beyond we're sitting it down, this is the arcade tag version, play and it's limited and X and Y and Z. Because I was really captured by this game.
Yeah.
But it's just fucking hard to...
I mean, I'd love to replay this game with my classic Capcom character, E Honda. Getting E Honda on that 3-man team, I'd be unstoppable. Baby.
Sure.
There's a lot of Street Fighter games you can play with E Honda.
I want to play Marvel vs. Capcom
Here's
too.
the thing. I don't think it's impossible.
Yeah.
Capcom, one of the best when it comes to re-releasing their games in updated form factors, in collections, with bonus features.
Yeah.
I don't know what the rights are for this game. I don't know if that's why.
Yeah.
All it is, you said that is why it's been delisted and stuff. But I do think it's certainly possible that we see this in the next few years. I think that'd be a very big deal.
Lick hands from out in prayer.
Okay, here we go.
And prayer.
Viewer at home, please close your eyes.
Right.
If you're driving, feel free to close. No, don't do that.
Please bring back Marvel vs. Capcom 2. But here's the situation. We're not praying only to Capcom. We're not praying only to Disney. We're praying also to Maximilian Dude, the YouTuber, because he... Tanner, I saw you peeking.
Don't worry about
I saw
it.
you peeking.
Don't worry about it.
Fully closed.
He started a movement last year called #Free Marvel vs. Capcom
God,
2.
your hands are so fucking sweaty, Tanner.
and that trended on Twitter for a long time. And I think notice was taken. So my hope would be that we get that some point in time.
Yeah.
Because I don't want someone's nails to scratch me. I don't want to spend $40 for a singular disc to play it on my PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
I want to spend $19.99 on my Xbox Series X and get it digitally. And Team.
Amen.
Godspeed.
Amen.
That was a weird... No.